What's up, Boss Moves family? Boss Moves family, it's been a little minute. BMBA is back with another one for you guys. I got my man Mo up in the house. What's happening, Mo?
What's good, Charles? Glad to be here, brother.
Yes, sir. Like we
We in
always
here.
do. Shout out to Trey. Shout out to Trey, though. Shout out to
Yeah,
our
most
other
definitely.
host, Trey. You know, he out carrying out some boss moves of his own right now. And he's going to
Hustling.
catch us on the next one.
Right.
Hustling, as always. That's what that brother does. You know what I'm saying? That's why we tight. Because that's what he does.
Right.
But we thought we'd bring it back to a little bit of our boss moves roots today. You know, we haven't given our listeners a how-to in a little while. So we're gonna jump in there today with a Forbes article that really gives you some game if you're trying to start a business, which a lot or all of us should be doing. We're gonna give you some game on the 5 common ways to fund a small business beyond just using your personal savings. Because you know, a lot of people just gang up a bunch of money or save money over some years and throw all their savings into starting a business, and you don't really have to do that.
Right.
So we're gonna get into this article by Rhett Buttle over at Forbes.com. It was a really good article, so I'm just gonna start it out reading it, and I'm gonna go with number 1, and then we're gonna go back and forth on that. All right. So common ways to fund a small business beyond personal savings. So one of the most cliche statements in starting a small business is that it takes money to make money. But it's often true. Many businesses need an infusion of cash to buy essential components of their operations. For a pizzeria, that could be an industrial oven. In a yard care business, that could be a commercial lawnmower. So a common funding practice many new business owners take is to use their personal savings and start small by reinvesting profits into the business. This approach, known as bootstrapping, seems rooted in common sense, but can be restrictive to your business's growth. There are a number of funding sources available to new and established businesses beyond your personal savings. Here are the 5 most common ones. So number 1, I think everybody kind of knows this one, although everybody doesn't use it. They like to bootstrap: banks and credit unions. As with your house and car, you can also seek funding for your business through loans from banks and credit unions. The positive aspect of going through banks for funding is that it gives you the ability to access large amounts of funds and build your business credit. A challenge is that the process can be lengthy and difficult, as most lenders will want to see a detailed business plan and may expect a personal guarantee or collateral. So that's one way.
Right.
I think, we might have a little bit of experience with that with BMBA. Isn't that right, Mo?
That's true. Dealing with banks, they a lot of times want to go through your financials just to make sure that you're solid enough to repay that loan. So, you might jump through a few hoops, especially during times like this. We're in a pandemic where a lot of institutions are holding tight to their money. So with the brick and mortar, with the banks and credit unions, it's just one avenue. It's just one avenue. Now with credit unions, I do know a lot of times versus the bank, they may have lower rates. So I know credit unions might even be a better route than a bank, but both are, it's a viable option.
True. Many times they are. But what I've seen often lately is that credit unions are just credit unions in name. Like your old school credit unions used to really offer like better quality service, better rates, different ways that they qualified you for loans and business loans. They used a lot of relationship stuff. If you had an account there, it would be easier. That has largely gone away. I think there's only a few credit unions left that are actual, like when we think of credit union, like from the 90s, like really do something, do a different service for their customer. I think there's only a few left, man. I think that's largely gone away. They've gone the way of the banks.
So on number 2, they're talking about Small Business Administration, SBA loans. So a lot of those loans are guaranteed loans in which kind of another challenge with the banks is that they're often wary of lending to new businesses. But fortunately, the Small Business Administration works with lenders to guarantee loans for aspiring entrepreneurs to increase access to capital by reducing the risk involved for the lender. They also have lower interest rates, uh, but the approval time might be kind of lengthy. And like we kind of
Hmm.
mentioned already, it's pandemic time. So I think
Right.
we've even talked to the SBA, Charles. I reached out to them, and they told me that
Yep.
a lot of their funds right now are dedicated to being emergency unemployment uh, and loans that the government was backing with the CARES
Like the
Act.
disaster
Sorry,
relief.
with the CARES
Oh,
Act.
okay. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry, it's kind of slipped my mind, but yes, with the CARES Act. So they were kind of holding tight on loaning for businesses at that time because they were dealing mostly with the CARES
Mhm.
Act.
For sure. Yeah. And I think, in certain instances, the SBA was responsible for like kind of administering those COVID disaster loans.
Hmm.
And in some cases, people got them really quickly and really easily. Um, and in other cases, it kind of dried up. So
Right.
I'm not sure. Like I have friends that were getting those loans and helping people get those loans. I mean, in the six figures, but it had to be legitimate. And unfortunately, a lot of people were kind of abusing the system and didn't feel like it was going to come back. And I've seen it come back a few times now in public. We've seen some articles talking about people who tried to cheat the system. And
Uh-huh.
I know of a couple of friends who've got some questions from the government. So
Okay.
get on
So
your P's and Q's.
right. I know also with the state, so the SBA has a lot of programs they deal with when it comes to lending based on the borrower's needs. So I know the SBA guarantee loans are made by private lenders and guarantee up to 80% by SBA, which kind of helps reduce the lender's risks and helps lenders provide
Right.
financing that otherwise is probably unavailable at reasonable terms. So I know they have a couple of different loans that they actually offer depending on, what you're trying to invest in, whether it's land, real estate, machinery and equipment, even life insurance policy, stocks and bonds, all that kind of stuff. So they have an option for you.
Hmm.
Just go to SBA.gov. You can really get the full um, understanding of what they offer. So,
Okay, well, that brings us to number three. And now number three is, a little bit off the beaten path. One and two, you probably heard of those. You probably, if you have any kind of business savvy or know anybody in business or have even done any research, you would come up on those pretty easily. Number three is mission-driven lenders. Now, this is where we start to get outside of the box. This is where we get the rubber meets the road, and we get some value for our Boss Moves listeners. So if you're if you're unable to obtain like a traditional bank or SBA guaranteed loan, another option is mission-driven lenders. These type of lenders include community development financial institutions, and they work with entrepreneurs by providing hands-on guidance from the initial application through the life of the loan. While the loan sizes tend to be smaller than the ones from like banks, many entrepreneurs find the mentorship provided by mission-driven lenders to be invaluable. So, you got the mentorship,
right.
um, you have the non-traditional aspect of it that, they might latch on to whatever your business is and really, give you like more of a personal approach
Hmm.
to, go ahead and get funding to your business. So that might be something to look into for those that couldn't possibly, at this time go the traditional route.
Right, right. And it sounds like with that hands-on guidance, you might even be able to network a bit with your mentor to get in contact with other businesses who are in the program too. So you might get more bang for your buck if you're looking for more of a mentorship aspect when it comes to your business and lending. I think also that number two with the SBA, I think they have programs like I mentioned. They have multiple programs in their portfolio where they offer mentorship too. So you do have options, and it's best to look at all
Right.
of them just to see
Absolutely.
which one fits for you. We on for number four. Number four is online lenders. And online lenders is another option that has increased significantly in recent years. Uh, they come, a couple different forms. One is private companies such as Square, PayPal, which we've used as a business before, that lend as either part of the larger offering or as businesses wholly designed for online lending. In addition, most financial institutions, including traditional banks, SBA-backed lenders, um, community development financial institutions offer online lending options. In either case, the application process and approval times are often faster and more convenient, but many non-bank online lenders charge higher rates when it comes to interest and higher penalties and fees. So you kind of want to make sure to educate yourself on the repayment terms before taking any of those loans.
Yeah, what I've seen with those is they're more like credit cards.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I've seen some online lenders, their interest rates are so high. It's like basically you're applying for a credit card and using that for your business, and it's super high rates. And I guess, it can work and it can be a little easier, but it's almost like, getting money from a loan shark. You know what I'm saying? In the 50s. You get the money. You get the money, but they won't double the money back. You be like, hold up.
Yeah.
This is borrowed, 5,000. You talk about 12 grand.
Right.
What's happening?
Right. You better pay it back.
So that's the thing to watch out for. But it's gonna break them legs. But it can actually. I've seen some that were non-traditional, that were online lenders. They just do things a little bit differently. Like you said, PayPal, which we've used in the past, they had some legit programs, but they also had some programs that were basically like having a business credit card, where the rates weren't terribly crazy high, but still a traditional business loan from the SBA or from a bank.
That's true. That's true. And if just a little gem, if you're trying to pay off a credit card, you're coming up at the end of your non-interest cycle on that credit card, and you're trying to transfer the balance, PayPal is a good step to take before moving on to the next credit card if you haven't found that card yet. So I've seen businesses do that, just kind of put money in PayPal, which Charles, like you said, it's like a credit card in itself, as a medium, a middle term in order to get it to another credit card in due time before anything happens,
right?
Like high interest rates and things like that. So,
well, for our final one, we're gonna keep it short and sweet tonight. Give y'all drop some gems and be out. Crowdfunding. Now, crowdfunding has been popular over the past 10, 15 years. There are dozens of crowdfunding sites right now. Of course, we know of a few of the most popular ones, like Indiegogo and what's the most popular one right now? Kickstarter. But for every industry, there's a crowdfunding platform. And just research them to find out what's the best one for you. But crowdfunding, it basically involves asking a large number of people to fund your business, typically through small donations, and maybe they receive a small gift like branded merchandise, or rather than some financial return. But most times they just want to support you based on how you present your platform, how you present your business. The one downside is that a crowdfunding campaign is also time intensive to put together. So it's more important to make sure it's a good fit for your business, for you to make a video and, create an offering and really make it nice and marketable so that people kind of connect with it. And then you have to market it. You got to get that crowdfunding space in front of people so they can make the decision of whether to, throw you 10, 20, 30, 100, $200 or whatever they're going to give you. So, but I think that's a very good one that people are often kind of afraid to use. If you got a large swath of friends, or even if you don't, if you believe enough in what you're doing and you can present it well, other people are going to take to that you're, starting something that's valuable, that you believe in, that you're passionate about, and throw you a couple dollars. So if you only raise a few $100s, it's more than you had, then you started, and you can do something with that with regard to a business.
That's facts. That's facts right there, child. Just like you said, it's primarily web based. So um, it just gives individuals with a business idea or a project to kind of reach more people. It's limited
Mm-hmm.
when you're just in everyday conversation with folks, and everybody may not be on that business tip. So when you have a platform,
Mm-hmm.
like you talked about, the apps and the web-based platforms that allow for crowdfunding, they're built around people who are looking for investments. So whether it be debt, equity, or kind of
That's right.
rewards based, however they have it, it just allows you to access and get your word out of your business to more people. So you just got to do your homework before launching in the crowdfunding arena. So,
Right. Yeah, straight up. I mean, we got to put these social media accounts to work,
yeah.
more than just, liking people's pictures and keeping up gossip, or,
Hmm.
watching, these murder videos. Like we gotta step outside that and start using them for something that's I'm gonna say legitimate. Not that it's not legitimate to like your 2-year-old nephew's pictures and put kissy faces on it, but make it work for you. Make it work for you outside of that.
That's
Outside of
right.
that.
That's
So
right.
social media connects very well with crowdfunding platforms.
I agree, Charles. I agree. It's a good platform for advertising. So, I mean, it's there
Mhm.
for you to use. Might as well use it. Might as well use it.
Absolutely. And with that, those are the 5 non-traditional but common ways to fund a small business beyond your personal savings. We just wanted to get in and out, connect with our Boss Moves listeners tonight to drop some gems on you, and keep you looking for the next one. Um, I do want to remind you to visit bmbainvesting.com. Check us out on social media. What's
Right.
those social media monikers, bro?
Right. It's Boss Moves _ BMBA. Hit us up on Instagram. We're also on Twitter. Same tagline, same moniker
Boss Moves _ BMBA for both.
for both of
And,
them.
we always dropping gems on there. So we try to throw something away as much as possible. And connect with us, guys. We want some engagement. Ask us questions. If you got business ideas, we can talk some ideas back and forth with you. We don't provide any financial advice, but we like to connect with our listeners. And if you even want to be part of the show one day, if you want an interview,
Right.
if you have an idea for a show, let us know. We'll
Right.
respond, and we're looking to have some fun too. So if you got any good ideas, we're all for it.
That's true, Charles. And if you like the show, drop 5 stars on the ratings. If you have some
Sure.
ideas for our show, like Charles said, just hit us up at bmbainvesting.com. Let us know what you want. We're doing this for the people.
That's right. Free content. Take advantage. We won't always be free, y'all.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, man. Hey, with that, man, we're going to go ahead and check out for the night. We'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, family.
Peace.